7,340 pounds? What I'm gonna call a gooseneck travel trailer. Bunkhouse, Starcraft, fifth wheel, with some upgraded larger tires, not factory standard, here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. You've heard me talk about flat deck fifth wheels. This one is kind of built the other way. It's a travel trailer floor plan that just kind of steps up to the bedroom. And they call it an AR1 Max with 2 X's because apparently they felt like, double up, I've got the slides open, well, slide, singular, open currently, but this RV does feature full traveling access. You can get to the bathroom, kitchen, bedroom, everything without ever touching the slide. The slide just makes it a whole lot nicer when you get there. That's a tri-fold sleeper we'll see open in a minute. I mean, again, if you just look around, this is basically just a Starcraft Autumn Ridge travel trailer with a taller ceiling. That's really all the more complicated this one is. What is nice, though, is, buddy, they don't come lighter used, really. This is about as gently used as anything can get. The decor, overall, the wood tones being nice and light. I like the contrast on a little bit darker, richer furniture. The side slide windows do not open for airflow. That you can't see that right now, so I don't want to try to imply or mask anything. Big U-dinette and the big sofa sleeper mean that this thing can sleep not just kids, but adults as well, because that's a 7-foot bed. You've got like a short camp queen of a hide-a-bed plus the 2 double bunks over there. You could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 adults in here easily, and potentially with smaller bodies, you know, getting up to nearly, what, 8, 10 people without a whole lot of difficulty. We'll get the kitchen all opened up in a minute when we come the other direction. I just kind of want to give you a good feel of everything here. Something I should do, though, real quick. Let me close that bathroom door because there's just a gob of storage behind it. There we go. That'll help us. So on the left here, by the 8 cubic foot two-way fridge, you can see that you've got some serious pantry space. But on the right, some good hanging clothing storage and effectively dresser space. Now, you could cannibalize some of the pantry for additional hanging space or add shelves in the closet area if you needed more pantry space. It's very easy to manipulate. And that open air ladder wall helps the whole RV look and feel bigger. I like how both bunks, though, have their own light, their own curtain, their own storage pocket, and their own outlet and windows. And that is going to be your just saving grace sanity space on a rainy day if everybody's stuck inside. Passing by a couple of the you guys ever watch SpongeBob SquarePants? Don't these things kind of look like plankton in a boxing match? Really tall ceiling in a fifth wheel versus a trailer, though, means a big person like me will definitely have plenty of headroom in here. And what's interesting is this is a series of fifth wheel. It's not built anymore. Starcraft fifth wheels today are basically rebranded open ranges. A lot of people don't realize that. I do like that porcelain stool and that easy step-in shower, not a tub though. And then over here, just simple but effective, which is really what the whole camper is about. Just corner kind of, little vanity space. Flip it around the other direction as we come out of the bathroom. Central entertainment center there. Standard from the factory, this had no television. Previous owners had installed one, but had decided to take it with them. So you can easily see where the TV brackets would go by virtue of their previous screw holes and whatnot. My wife calls me a screwball, but I believe that is unrelated. I'll have to confirm. I'll get back with you on that. As I mentioned previously, we open that up. Tri-fold sleeper sofa to give us some additional guest space. Although, I mean, like I said, that's what's cool about this. It's good for a family, but it's not just for a family. It can just as easily handle like you and your buddies or ladies and your friends. I mean, it can do a lot of good things. Now, something else this does pretty well for a smaller RV is actually has pretty good dry storage capacity in those cabinets. And starting up above the entertainment center, you start to pick up all the cabinet space in here. Now that's pretty darn tall, but I'd rather have storage that requires a step stool to access than just no storage at all. I prefer to have that opportunity wherever it presents itself. With this being a wood studded sidewall, it's very easy to have some easy reach appliance outlets over there too, like you see next to that kitchen breeze window. I really would have liked it if they would have put a space in for a wastebasket. That being said, I think you could probably modify that lower shelf to make that happen. Or, you know what? You could probably just as easily take out like the left-hand side shelf over here to make that happen as well. Additionally, it's easy to miss, but both of the steps around either side of the Island Entertainment Center will act as shoe garages. So if you want to kind of cut the clutter and keep all the shoes under control, you do have a neat little space to do that here. And again, so far, everything that we've seen other than the ceiling height has basically just been like a common travel trailer. But it's as we get up to these steps that, you know, it's the fifth wheel gooseneck nature of it kind of presents itself. And it is just a simple bedroom. It's almost a classic throwback, really. You've got your 2 side stands, some household outlets, drawers, hanging storage, overhead cabinet space. You know, nothing fancy up here, but chances are you're getting up here just to sleep and calling it good. Now, it is a Camp Queen, but thankfully the RV designers who built this one did plan ahead and leave you room to add a 60 by 80 queen if you are so inclined. Actually, I think you could upgrade it to a king if you wanted, but the bed will underhang over those overhead cabinets and it will overlay over top of those side stands with those dresser drawers a little bit. So you got to kind of decide which thing is most important to you, I guess. Now, one of the few hiccups on this is that it doesn't really have much in the way of outside storage, like that front compartment. That's where your propane bottles are going to be. Well, those side saddle compartments, the front compartment under and behind the hitch. Well, that'll be your outside storage, basically. So you got to kind of, again, budget which thing is more important to you. It does have a simple side mount solar prep plug. The skin, the decals, everything looks great. And again, it sits tall. It sits higher than most of these. It sits higher than it would have from the factory because somebody put the biggest tires they possibly could on this thing. I suspect it's a case where they had like a very heavy-duty 3/4 or 1-ton pickup, and it sat higher off the ground, and they needed to raise the RV, and the easiest way to do that without serious chassis modification was just by putting bigger tires on it. Good news is there's benefits to that. You've probably got a higher load rating on those tires, although RV industry guidelines do now require manufacturers to make sure any stock tire exceeds the GVW of the RV by at least 10%. So there's no such thing as an underrated tire in the RV business anymore. And it has been that way for a while, but there certainly was a time when that wasn't true, unfortunately. This is a brand that thankfully never engaged in those kind of practices. But anyway, under those bunks, there is a big chunk of storage space, which I think is very valuable considering, again, it doesn't have a normal fifth wheel true pass-through. You could use that for some totes, maybe for your sewer stuff, since our sewer hookups are located just below the skirt line right there. On the back, we have our black flush outside utility shower, backup camera prep. You can see how all the windows are UV tinted to keep the nosy neighbor lady out, and also the sunshine, I suppose. I think we've all camped at that one campground with the nosy neighbor lady who's always peeking through her shades. Seasonal person, you know? And not every lady who's seasonal camps is seasonal lady, but you know what I mean anyway. There is somebody bolted on a 2-inch receiver hitch on the back and added a 4-way wiring harness. So if you are maybe looking to do like a small, very lightweight, like flat bottom boat or something like that, this is probably good to go for those sorts of things. Actually, let's take a look at that. You can see the gas grill quick connect while we're over here. You can see that 4-way wiring harness sticking down. And again, this doesn't look like it was chassis reinforced. This is just a bolt on. I don't recommend that for towing. This bumper is not designed for towing. I think it'd be fine for things like a bike rack, but that's about it. If you do want to do some triples towing, if you have you know, the ability, the legality to do that in your state of residency and all that, okay, maybe knock it out. But I would actually weld a hitch onto the chassis and have some reinforcements done. Remember, we do have a, whoop, I forgot. So this is weird. This is not a friction hinge door, but that one is, and it throws me off every time. It's not the first time I flung this door open. But the drink bath entry right here really cuts down on the foot traffic of the RV. Now, one thing to remember too is the bigger tires, it does mean that those steps are taller off the ground. Now, I don't mind it because I'm tall, but I know it's going to present a problem for some folks, so you may consider bringing along a couple little like kind of step boxes to put in front of those when you reach your destination. And the roof looks pretty darn good. I like how the roof fixtures that are black aren't all sun faded. It really helps indicate to me that this was kept out of the sun, although being a late model coach, really hasn't had a lot of time to get sun faded. Something I did mention inside, or did not mention inside, is this is Wi-Fi Ranger equipped. So basically it has its own little signal access repeater kind of point. Something that kind of surprised me on a more basic camper like this. But hey, cool, right? And if you don't use it, no big deal. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a call at Haylett RV. We do it all: hitching, pieces, parts, trades, finance, RV delivery, and everything in between. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.